Kirinyaga. Just give me an emoji if you're coming from Kirinyaga. Anybody from Kirinyaga? Or anybody who's been in Kirinyaga area? Uko ndani ndani. Go on, Wambi.
Okay, thank you. My main point is, I just wish to encourage my fellow youth. In every revolution that has happened in this world, there's always bloodshed, and this bloodshed must not go for free. Hatuwezi wacha iende hivyo. Kama vijana tumeungana the way tumeungana, we'll have to do everything possible to ensure we have saved our good land from this dying regime. As it has been said earlier, some of us ni wale wengine wanatumia that opportunity to misuse that chance kama Gen Z youth wherever they are. For example, day before yesterday, there's a group of people who visited Tongaren MP, this incompetent Choni Chikati, claiming that they are GNCs who have gone to discuss issues about GNCs. So, as my fellow youths, let us desist from being used. You will be used and be damned, and it will not be good. So, let us remain on the main focus that is going to pull out RUTO from the State House. Secondly, personally, I'm in Machakos. That's what they have been asking. They have been asking if you have had Wenda Wambi. I have no problem. I'm in Machakos, and in Machakos, we have tried our level best. We'll have to try all means to ensure these MPs who are going to bed with the RUTO to behave. And as a revolution, we'll use the possible easy ways to ensure RUTO is gone. For example, in 1994 in South Africa, when the apartheid regime was at the peak, the same thing, the youths came out speaking in one voice. This phrase that when we lose our fear, they lose their power, came from South Africa in 1994. The youths came together, talked the same voice, walked the same distance, walked in solidarity, and ensured the regime has gone. So as Kenyan youths, let us speak in one voice. Let us work together as brothers and sisters. Let us do everything to ensure our brothers, sisters, our parents and grandparents are safe. The issues with what this regime has introduced and doing is ungodly. These evil plans are going to fail, and they can only fail if we can unite together. We are guided by the rule of law. They claim to be upholding the rule of law and the Kenyan constitution, of which RUTO and his team are not. For example, Kenyans are allowed to assemble, picket, and do anything peacefully. Peaceful as in Article 37. But now it is ironical that the president is ordering police and the Kenya Defense Forces to come and disrupt peaceful demonstrations, which youths are doing it without any harm. So as Kenyans, let us wake up. Let us educate our parents back in the villages. And in Article 29, we are entitled to have adequate security. Our youth who are coming out speaking their voice, our youth who are coming out saying what is wrong, who are coming out to condemn what this dying regime is doing, they are there being kidnapped. Why is it that this constitution is not being upheld? If they claim to be upholding the constitution and being guided by the rule of law, why is it that they are instructing the institutions of government to come and frustrate these youths? As Kenyans, let us wake up. Let us work together. Tomorrow, wherever you are, wake up and move. Anywhere where there's space, where you can air your point out and be heard. If we are going to keep quiet, we are going to die.
Wambi, sorry. The rule of law applies only to the poor. You're not aware of that? You know there's no rule of law.
Yes, it applies to the poor, but now the government, this dying regime, claim to be upholding the rule of law, of which it is not. Okay?
It's crazy, man. Thank you for your input. It's crazy.
Let us wake up. Let us work together. Thank you. Occupy everywhere. Occupy all streets. Occupy any place you can air your point and be heard. For this government to go home so that we can have legitimate leaders who can lead us to somewhere else. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Wambi. You can drop the mic. Brian, you can take it, and then Wanjala, and then George. Brian, are you there? Umeshia. Wanjala, take the mic, alafu George.
Yes. Is it good afternoon?
Different walks of life.
Yes.
Let's say good morning, good evening, good afternoon.
Okay, sawa. I just want to give my contribution towards what is going on. First of all, I'll start by RUTO must go. That is my slogan. There is nothing else that we are negotiating because it is in black and white. There is no one who can today say that RUTO has got something good left in him. We have to give some approaches to these politicians because we cannot even just sit there and say that they have to resign because they must go. They ceased to represent us from the moment they voted yes against the will of the people, and they are the representative of the people. If they fail to represent the people, now we no longer have any person called a representative. We don't recognize our MPs. So what we need to do marching forward or charting the way forward, we need to actually visit all these politicians individually, especially those who voted yes on the finance bill. We need to visit them individually because I'm very sure Ruto cannot assign all the MPs the KDF. There is this other one MP who is very cunning and probably is being used by Ruto to test the waters. Yesterday, I think in Kimilili, this Kimilili MP Didmas Baraza declared that he was, I don't know whether it was yesterday, that he's the president of Gen Zs. You know, that is a provocation which is unnecessary provocation for to us. Another issue, when you look at these religious leaders and churches, they have been used to sell us actually. They have been used as a breeding ground for political brokers. How comes every politician goes to any church, they are given the podium, wanapewa podium, mtu anaanza kuongea mambo yake. Some of the pastors are even given some handouts. Mtu anapewa 2 million anakuja anawadanganya, prophecy imenionyesha so and so is going to be the leader. And you know, matters to do with the heart, matters to do with the faith. You remember what happened in Chakahola. If you advise someone that God has shown me that so and so is going to be the president, then actually,
Wanjala.
yes.
You remember
Yes,
in Eldoret, there's one bishop that was given 2 cars, 2 huge cars.
Yes.
Sudi gave him a car. I don't know whether it was a V8 or what. And then the other guy, I forgot his name, also gave him a car. Like 2 consecutive Sunday, he has huge cars, 2 of them. For what?
Huh? These are the issues. We have to ban all these politicians from entering church premises. In fact, they are not supposed to be known to have gone to church. And let no man of God talk about politicians. They only have one role: to prepare our souls to meet Christ. Period. So as this generation, we have to prepare ourselves to man our country with, with zeal and zealously. Secondly, or third, there's the CS the CAS, the cabinet secretaries that we have in our country, none of them is competent. None of them is competent, and based on our 2010 constitution, the president is supposed to be appointing technocrats, not political brokers, not political rejects. When you look at his cabinet, all of them, angalia mtu kama Aisha Jumwa. Aisha Jumwa has got no merit. Huyu anaitwa CS Kuria has got a verbal diarrhea. Hata alibaniwa kuwa CS for foreign affairs. That is why he was shifted to something else. Look at Machogu. For the first time, our university, our students calling letters were recalled for the first time, and they are supposed to be joining this September. So hiyo ni kitu ingine inafaa tuangalie. Then what have I not touched on? Ruto himself, when he was discussing yesterday, he was just obsessed with protecting properties. When we talk about life, people who have lost their life, in fact, the other young child who was shot, shot 8 times. Ruto, to my amazement, he said that that child is still alive. And when you talk of his life, the life of the kid is obsessed with we will protect properties. The other thing I noted, the guy is not remorseful, he's not ready, because he's saying he's going to pursue the cameras, so those ones who invaded the parliament, is going to pursue them, to bring them to book. What does it mean? Ruto can call you that you are a terrorist. Just the first day, his first words for the first day when he came on cameras on television and said that we are dangerous criminals. Those are the words, those are the actions. That is the Ruto we know. These other things is just trying to sugarcoat, trying to to make it look like he's concerned about the ideas and what the young people want. From today, I don't think if we are remained with anything, because a dead soul has got nothing to lose. We have died so many times. If you go home, you are unable to provide. If you go, and there are so many people I know, even in this platform, there are so many people who have so many qualifications. Look at this CIS and the government officials. People like Sudi, they are working with that TSC, letters, signing TSC letters, selling them. Then when you see, we have got very poor Kenyans. Majority of Kenyans are actually living below the poverty line. So how do you expect that child of the poor to get employment when you are selling those TSC letters? So one thing we have to do.
Manjala.
Yes.
Did you read his manifesto when he was campaigning?
Yes.
Is there anything out of the manifesto that is actually fulfilled?
He's doing the opposite. Nothing. He's doing the opposite.
If you're given a mic to ask him a few questions or to advise him on way forward or to ask him anything, what would you tell him?
You could have asked me if you are given a gun.
Come on, we're not killers. We don't want your blood dirty. We don't want your hands having blood. We're not killers. What would you advise him?
Let me ask you one question.